Welcome, everyone, to the Commentary Podcast. I am your host, Pat Brennan.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another weekly recap episode. I am your host, Pat Brennan, and as always, with me, my co host, Tony Mikel. Tony, how are you this week? How was your week?
I'm doing well. It was good. It was good. Getting ready for Thanksgiving break. What about you?
Yeah, it's coming up next week, you know? Can't believe
Can
it's
you believe
already
we're
that
already
time of the year.
we're already at the end of the year. It's kind of crazy.
Oscar season's picking up, so all the movies are coming
Yep.
out. Like feels like it's
Heck
five a
yeah.
week now. It's
We got all the
which
movie
I
news
guess
for
we
you this week,
can
guys.
So I guess we can just jump right into the new releases for the week. We have four once again. First up, I mean, I've already seen the box office tracking for this. First up is Wicked for Good from Universal, is directed by John M. Chu, starring Ariana Grande, Cynthia Erivo, Jonathan Bailey, Ethan Slatter, Marissa Bode, Jeff Goldblum, and Michelle Yeoh. Tony, how excited are you to watch Wicked for Good?
I am anticipating for this to be a film that has either is like praised or it's going to cause such a division just from people walking out of the theater not expecting for all of that to happen. What I was going to ask
Hmm.
you was, do you think John M. Chu is going to slide into a Best Director nom at the Oscars?
From what I've seen and the reviews for this film, it's
Mm,
getting more of a mixed reaction than the first
mhm.
film. It's not like it's getting like a I don't like to bring up Rotten Tomatoes a lot, but it's not like it's like rotten on there and it has a really high audience score. I don't think he will get a Best Director nom. Now, if this was like universally acclaimed, everyone's like, this is a masterpiece. This is the way to end this. I've seen more of a divide in how this film is,
Mhm.
and seeing that reaction, I don't know how it's gonna play at the Oscars now. It's gonna make a lot of
Yeah.
money.
Uh-huh.
I think like Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo will still get noms, but I don't know how overall it's gonna play anymore.
Yeah, I mean, this is such a chunky film, right? I feel like that's why
Hmm.
like we're both like a little nervous to talk about this one because of how grand it is. He got one last year, right? He got a nom last year at the
No, he got a
Oscars.
critics. I think he got a Critics' Choice
Maybe that's what I'm
win.
thinking
I think he
about.
got a win for it. Yeah.
I think that's what I'm thinking about. I mean, we can break this down like talking about the cast and then talking about the film overall if that works.
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, Ariana Grande, she's booked and busy. She is going to be in a American Horror Story, Salem, that's coming up. She's been talking about Fokker-in-Law in interviews.
Oh yeah.
She has that film with Josh Gad. I totally forgot about that, the Dr. Seuss one. I don't know if you've
Hmm.
seen that. I think acting's making her more happy than music and performance, or just touring and stuff like that right now. And it's just been really really cool to see her like step into that Glinda role. The other one that I wrote notes by was Jonathan Bailey, people's sexiest man alive, 2025. I think Jurassic World Rebirth did a lot for him. I heard that Glenn Powell was offered that role, but he turned it down. I could see Jonathan Bailey's like career really, really taking off after, especially after Wicked for Good. But yeah, I'm like really proud of both. I mean, Ariana Grande and then Jonathan Bailey, of course, for he's like
Hmm.
breaking down barriers, being like an openly gay actor in the industry, and I just think it's cool. Are you looking forward to seeing any performances from this film?
Yeah, I mean, I really like Jonathan Bailey. I thought Ariana Grande was the best part of Wicked, I guess. Not Wicked for the
Mm.
first one. I'm not like a huge, I know people are huge fans of the stage music. I mean, I've never seen it. I do know what happens in the film though. I will say. So I
Oh, I
know
wonder. I wonder who spoiled it for you.
I do know the second half. Yeah, I'm curious to just see how they incorporate a lot of the Wizard of Oz aspects into this because I know Dorothy is in it, and I was really worried when they announced that I guess Dorothy's going to be in. Obviously, she's in the play. We only
Mhm.
see her in the background. That they were going to like CGI a Judy Garland's like face in, and may have gotten up if I have been in the theater. I might have gotten up and just left. And like, nope, like, just
Yeah,
nope.
I think there's especially like with the crowd that isn't familiar with the musical, there's a little bit of apprehension because
Hmm.
it could tarnish what came before. I guess going into like what this one is about, I think. basically the musical has pacing issues. That's always been a deal.
Yeah.
It's notoriously less exciting in the second one or in the second half than the first. So the film's going to carry that energy as well. It's I don't want to say anything about like the ending or anything like that in case somebody is listening to this and doesn't want to be spoiled, but there's less dance sequences and emotional beats. It's dark. And that's no fault of anybody that is in Wicked or Wicked for Good. It's kind of just like how Universal and John M. Chu decided to roll out Wicked into theaters. This would have been an amazing opportunity to showcase like classic set building and the way that films used to look. And I really see this is where I get into my gripe with it because I like Wicked and I'm not like dogging it or anything, but I just wish that there would have been this moment where we went back to like what made us all like love film so much and love The Wizard of Oz. But I don't know. I know that you have certain takes on how it looks, and I guess I just wanted to voice mine out to you as well because we've talked about it before.
Like watching, we watched The Wizard of Oz on Monday night again, and
Hmm.
you watch it. I mean, it's in Technicolor, and you just watch it, and you're like, man, this looks like this. And then we have Wicked is colorful in a sense, but it's not like colorful. It's very like muted colorful,
Hmm.
and it's backlit a lot. And I think that was a lot of the issues that a lot of people did have with it. And John M.
Hmm.
Chu kind of addressed why it looked like that, and then he kind of blamed theaters, saying that like the projectors were wrong, and he's not wrong. Like some of those AMC, like Regal, like a lot of them don't really double check what these projectors look like. You know, it's like this is laser at AMC,
Yeah.
like these things are not like you're not. It's like you're going to like the Vista and you have someone in there that like knows what the fuck they're doing. I mean, I like Wicked. Like I like the first movie. I think it's a
Hmm.
good musical, and I think a
Yeah.
lot of the issues like you're saying is like the pacing and this. I guess the second half doesn't have as many like memorable songs, and I think they
Hmm.
added a couple.
Yeah.
I mean, it's doing very well at the box office, and I think people that like Wicked, like the stage musical, are gonna love this movie. But I think people that aren't are gonna either have a mixed reaction, either like it or be like, honestly, not that great.
I'm
I'm
just
I'm
thinking
still excited
about
to see it, but
I'm
just
just
like
thinking about
yeah.
all the guys that are going with their girlfriend, and I'm like, they're like, "Oh, I freaking loved the first one! Like, I'm so excited!" And be
Mhm.
like, them walking out like, "What the fuck just happened?"
Well, I'm curious because like I think we're gonna watch like Wicked later today. Like I'm curious if you watch
Mhm.
Wicked and then immediately go in and watch that one as opposed to saying, "Oh, I saw Wicked last year. I haven't seen it
Yeah,
in a year, and now I'm
yeah,
gonna watch it right now." I'm
yeah.
curious to see that type of reaction as opposed to someone that immediately just watched Wicked and then they
Mhm.
immediately drove and 30 minutes later watched Wicked for good.
So on that note, all of my gripes with it are pulled out because then it's just like you said, we could take these pacing issues that aren't really pacing issues. It's just like a big theatrical like,
Hmm.
like performance. That would be my only gripe that it just wasn't rolled out in one. Like I love a long run time.
Hmm.
But I understand that, studios have to make money and that putting it into two parts. I mean, they did it with Harry Potter. They do it with
Yeah.
The Hunger Games. It's a good franchise. What have we been calling it? Their stick or something like that. It's like a play to make more money. But yeah, Wicked for Good.
Yeah. Yeah, you were saying, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, like Harry Potter is kind of the one that kicked that off with part one and part two. But I think it
Mhm.
worked there. And then you had obviously Hunger Games do it. And then when you rewatch like the last two Hunger Games, not like the
Mhm.
one, not the ballad, because that's like a prequel, but the last of like the Jennifer Lawrence arc, you realize like oh, this could have just been one movie. Like they didn't need to
Yeah.
stretch it out.
Yeah.
And then you had movies like Divergent did it, and then like that failed, so they didn't even make the last movie because they were splitting them all up, and they just
Mhm.
didn't even bother to finish it. So and then you had
uh
movies like you have it like The Hobbit too. It's like this could have been maybe two films, but then they
he
wanted to
split it
stretch it to
into three, right?
three, and that was
Yeah.
more of a studio pushing that on. And it's you could have had screenings where, and they very well could do it down the line where you'll have like 1 4 hour cut in the theaters of Wicked, like you're watching the
Hmm.
whole thing. It's just studios need to make money. It is making money, and they need all those 9 a.m., 8:30 a.m. showtimes because they're trying to make as much money as they can. And it's the biggest release this week. It's the only big release this week. So
Yeah.
it's doing
And
well.
right before Thanksgiving too. Very good tactic. Try to get
Yep.
in I mean, people are traveling as we speak. They're probably listening
Hmm.
to us right now.
Yep. And then you have a big Zootopia next week. So you're competing with another family type of thing. Because I think Wicked for Good is rated PG, right? It's not PG-13.
Yeah, it's PG. I've already seen some reels of like moms being like, "Take your daughter to the restroom at this whenever." They're like, "Shut the hell up!"
Yeah.
Like, come on.
But yeah,
Golly.
it's like there's a reason that it's PG. It's fine. Like it's
Yeah.
fine.
And also I mean just to wrap up Wicked for Good. I mean, I love the story. There's like mixes in fascism, deception, good
Hmm.
versus evil, a bunch of timely
Very
things.
relevant. Very
Yes.
relevant.
Me
Very
and you
relevant.
with films that are matching the time that we're living in. But yeah, I'm excited to see this in both and get your take and then get my take after.
So that's Wicked for Good, biggest release this week. So that brings us to the next release this week. It is Sisu Road to Revenge, directed by Yalmari Helander. I hope I'm not absolutely butchering that name. Starring Yorma Tomola, Stephen Lang from Avatar, and Richard Brake. Tony, have you seen the first one of this?
I haven't, but I put this up on our trailer playlist and I checked it out and it made me want to like
Mhm.
watch the first and also this one. There's a freaking dog in it. Korich is in this one. He's 73 years old and he's killing it. I love it.
It's basically
Ah,
just seems like it's John Wick, but
uh-huh.
Swedish John Wick, Finnish John Wick during like World War II, which is like hell yeah, sign me up. I haven't seen the first one was like kind of a sleeper, like I don't want to say sleeper hit, but it came like I guess kind of like veering towards a cult classic film where it's people. Well, I've never heard anyone that didn't like it. The ones that
Yeah.
have seen it, and from the reactions to this one, some people are saying this is even better than the first one. This one fucking
Hmm.
rocks. Like
Yeah.
way better character building, and you have Stephen Lang from Don't Breathe, Avatar, Success, and he is obviously Avatar coming out in a couple weeks again. Stephen Lang again.
Hmm.
So yeah, I don't know how this is gonna pair well like during these couple weeks. I feel like it's gonna be a pretty VOD release fairly quickly early December. So,
Hmm.
but I mean, it's cool to see an action film. I think now I'm gonna have a little bit of a gripe with
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
like action films now. And I haven't seen these
Hmm.
movies, and I heard they're great, and I really want to watch them. It just seems that ever since post John Wick, every movie is just John Wick, but he's blank. John Wick, but it's World War II. John Wick, but he is actually a bricklayer and he's a carpenter or something. But he's also John Wick. Like it's just like I feel
Yeah.
like every action movie is just following the John Wick formula. And this very well could not be. And I'm just literally going off based off trailers. I have not seen the film, but
Yeah.
I think that's my only gripe with like action movies lately is a lot of them are just what if John Wick plus but he's this. It's just we
Yeah.
just take that John Wick formula, insert different scenario and print it out.
Yeah, I
I don't know.
mean,
What are your
I
thoughts on
always,
that?
whenever I was watching Sisu, the trailer, the Road to Revenge trailer, it
Hmm.
it got me excited because of the action sequences. Now, the story, yeah, I could see your gripe. There's definitely a shot of a family, and he's obviously not with his family. You could only like assume like they're
There's a
gone, and the
dog
guy that's
now.
chasing him, there's a dog now. I
Yeah.
hate. I shouldn't say hate. I don't like how we have to ground the protagonist in this like, oh, this happened to him, so therefore what he's doing is valid. Like we used to make films where like the protagonist was just a shitty person. They just wanted to rob a bank. They just wanted to
Yeah.
kill someone. That was just like their MO. And I feel like directors are scared of that right now. Like they're like, if I make a film about this
Hmm.
kind of thing where this person is doing this, they're afraid of like the ist title of ist
Yeah.
anything.
It's like there's a film that Schumacher made called Falling
Mhm.
Down, and it's literally just about a guy that's sitting in LA traffic and it's really hot outside, and he just absolutely loses his mind. And he just starts to like, he just gets out of his car, leaves it there, and he just goes like on a rampage. And that's the
Wait, what
only
is
just
this film
loses his
called?
mind. It's called Falling Down. It's from
This sounds like
Joel
something I'd be
Schumacher.
interested in.
Like you were saying, it's like people are afraid to just like, what if this guy just got up and he was just sitting in traffic and just lost his mind? Like,
Yeah.
like it just, I mean,
It's okay to make
it
films
deals
about that,
more
guys.
with like it deals more with other stuff, but it's like you don't need like a background scene of like we need a flashback scene of with his family and they got murdered and that's why he's going on a killer rampage. It's like I can just like put two and two together. Maybe like he just it's alluded to or something. But
Yeah, I
yeah,
like whenever there's stuff in the film that you get to like discover on your own and like
yeah.
figure out. But I mean,
Mhm.
yeah, it's something else to watch on Thanksgiving week while everybody's off.
Yeah. We don't really have too much to say about it. We haven't seen the first one, so it's
Mm-mm.
well, we will. We will. So that brings us to our next film released this week. It is called Rental Family, coming from Searchlight. The director is Hikari. I believe she was the director on first season of Beef, if I
Yes,
remember correctly.
yes.
And this stars Brennan Fraser. And I'm hope I don't butcher these next two names here. Take Hira and Mari Yamamoto and Helen Sadler. I've
You did
actually been looking
great.
forward to this movie. Thank you. I've actually been looking forward to this movie for a while, and I didn't realize it was coming out this weekend. I thought it was a like around Christmas time release.
Yeah, it kind of popped up quick.
Hmm.
Brendan Fraser, come on. Awards contender, no?
Kind of like those are the these. I watched the trailer again, and I was like, see, this is why I go to the movies. This movie's gonna. I know I'm gonna absolutely start crying at the end of this.
Yeah,
Like,
no, that trailer is
and
insane.
yeah, and these are the movie, and I've heard it's fantastic. Brendan Fraser's great in it, and it's great to see him making a comeback post everything that happened to him. It really sucks what fucking happened to him, and not having them like push him back into like action, which we're gonna talk about a little later. Some news that he may have confirmed, but it's nice to see him like doing. And I know people weren't big on The Whale, like they hated it, but it was nice to see him get that recognition of he is a good actor, and he just was shunned for something awful that happened to him that he spoke out
Hmm.
about. And it's really
Hmm.
nice to see him coming back and doing like smaller movies like this and realizing like, hey, this guy's got talent, man. This guy's good.
I'll tell you, just from the trailer alone, it looks like there's a lot of emotion in this film. I love the
Hmm.
premise of an actor that's, working. He literally gets hired as a dad, or to be a dad, and he's like, I don't know how to
Hmm.
be a dad, and then that's like the whole setup right there. That's all you need. I'm gonna get a ticket too. It sounds great.
Yeah, I remember I watched the trailer, just halfway through, I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna cry during this movie. This is gonna
Well,
really
in the trailer, when the little girl is like, she's like, "This is your father." She's like, "I hate you."
But yeah, I mean, I hope it does well. I hope it becomes. I mean, I haven't seen it, so I can't really say like I hope it win like nominated for Oscars.
Yeah.
But I think these are the movies that leave more of an impact on you and people that watch it, as opposed to say like new IP. This is the seventh film,
Yeah.
and then when you watch this, you're like, man, this is why movies are fucking great because you can make films like this, but then you can also watch Fast and Furious 15. But then you can watch this and be like, yeah, I love movies. So
Exactly.
that brings us to the final quote unquote big release of the week, and that is Train Dreams. It is dropping on Netflix. It is on Netflix right now, if you're listening. It is directed by Clint Bentley. It stars Joel Edgerton, Felicity Jones, Clifton Collins Jr., Carrie Condon, and William H. Macy. Fantastic cast, and I have heard nothing but fantastic things about this film.
Same. All the good things. All of the good things. Yeah. I mean, I love how you can literally just go put this on in your living room right now and be part of,
Hmm.
modern cinema. I love how accessible they're making a film of this stature to just like people call them normies or, the casuals, people that usually don't go out to like go see an art house film or something like that.
Yeah.
They could just put it on in their living room right now. I think the director worked on Sing Sing, no?
Uh,
I'm not too sure. I have that here in my notes, but the cinematography looks incredible. It's by Adolfo Veloso. Nice runtime, 1 hour and 42 minutes. Like, come on. Netflix is making catching film very easy to do right now. I think it it's gonna have a run in theaters. I think Netflix is putting films in theaters for like three
yeah,
weeks.
yeah, in order for them to technically qualify for Academy Awards, it has to be in theaters for at least a week, I think. It could just literally be in one theater in LA and it played for a week and they're like, okay, I'm eligible. And I think some other people have had gripes about that. It's like these movies should be staying longer in theaters. He was a writer on Sing Sing and he directed the film Jockey with Clifton Collins Jr. that came out. I think it came out during COVID. Kind of underrated film. That cast is stacked. I think Clifton Collins Jr. and Eddington, he played the homeless man, and he was in fucking incredible in that.
Oh, really? Okay. That was
I
him.
love Joel Edgerton. Yeah, and then Felicity Jones, obviously last year she was in The Brutalist, was nominated for an Academy Award. Carrie Condon should have won an Academy Award for Banshees of Inisherin. And William H. Macy, I mean, it's William H. Macy. He's fucking great in everything. He's fucking great. I've been really looking forward to this movie. Everyone that has seen it is essentially saying it's, yeah, easily one of the best films of the year. I have a feeling a lot of people will not see it because it's just a Netflix dump. But it's great what you were saying. Like, it does give people access that have Netflix to be like, oh, like, what's this? I feel like an average viewer is going to probably turn it off in about 20 minutes because I just feel like it's just sometimes these movies don't play on Netflix very well. And Netflix
Hmm.
kind of just buys them for they want their Oscar ones. They'll put out their holiday like Hallmark movies that get the most views, and Train Dreams eventually will just eventually get buried on their streaming service, which is why I love companies like Criterion that do kind of they have a little bit of a deal with Netflix. Some of their stuff is eventually put on physical media. These streaming services should be doing that and putting some of their stuff on physical media. Like even Apple TV, like they have Killers of the Flower Moon, and if you go to Apple TV's main page, like you have to like search for Killers of the Flower Moon. This movie was nominated for like 10 Academy Awards and it's just buried on their streaming service.
I think it's imperative. I mean, we're right now. I'm kind of getting chills. Right now, I'm thinking about the film accounts that I follow on Instagram that kind of showcase films like Killers of the Flower
Hmm.
Moon. I see this trend right now where it's like there are 25 films about breakups that I love or something like that, and it like lists them out and like the reasons and everything. And then you're like, oh, it's on Netflix. I can check this out right now. That's
Yeah.
exactly what Train Dreams is, and I love that it's going to be a big weekend for Clint Bentley and this entire
Hmm.
cast because it's going to trend like just like everything else does on Netflix, and I'm excited for it. I hope people talk more about
Hmm.
it. I've been looking on Letterboxd, and I've been seeing people place it in their top four for the year. So like, let's go.
Let's fucking go. No, I'm
Let's
really
fucking
excited. And
go.
it's like you have films like this, and then last week you had a Linklater dropped on Netflix. And it's like for
Mm-hmm.
me personally, obviously, if you're looking, you can see behind me. I love collecting movies, and I feel like movies like Train Dreams or a Linklater should not be buried on streaming services. They should be available to everyone that doesn't even own streaming services because libraries also carry movies. If you release a movie physically and someone donates it to a library, local library could have Train Dreams physically. Someone could pick it up, has no idea what it is, puts it in, and they're like, "Holy shit, that was one of the best movies I've ever seen in my entire life." Never even heard of it, and that's the power
Uh,
of cinema.
I was gonna ask you, have you seen like Letterboxd account where they're sharing photos of like libraries having like Criterion collections or like little setups for the films, like because like you said you could check out a film,
Hmm.
but they've been sharing posts of like libraries having like letterbox sections,
Yeah,
like your
that's
next
to me
letterbox
that's
film.
yeah, to me that's fucking awesome. Like I would have duplicates of movies, and I used to donate them to just like a local like video store that would give me cash back, but they would eventually say, "Oh, this is only worth like 5 cents," and then sell it for 20, and you're like, "Well, you know what? Fuck you. Like fuck you. I'm gonna go donate this to a library then that like yeah, they'll take it and they'll put it in their movie section. It's just I'd rather have someone else that will actually maybe watch these as opposed to just sitting in this video store that's no one's ever gonna buy it."
Hey, which library did you donate to? I need to go there.
So that brings us to the trailers of the week. And first up, we had a new trailer, Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery. This is from Netflix. It is directed by Ryan Johnson, starring an incredible cast of Daniel Craig, Josh O'Connor, Glenn Close, Josh Brolin, Mila Kunis, Jeremy Renner, Kerry Washington, Andrew Scott, Kaylee Spaney, Thomas Hayden Church. Have you seen
Holy
both the
shit.
first two Knives Out? Yeah,
I
insane
have
cast.
not. I have not. I just added them to my watch
Oh.
list this morning because I was talking to them about them with my friend Ryan. Shout out to Ryan.
Hmm.
I will always think about that line in Scream 5 where one of the character goes, "Oh, that was directed by one of that the Knives Out guy, right? That was a good one." Is Knives Out a film for you that you really like and you go back
I
to, like the
really,
rewatch?
I really love the first Knives Out. It's very much like a Thanksgiving vibe for
Hmm.
me. It's obviously like not. It's like literally about someone feeling, but there's like a coldness to it, just the way it's shot. I mean, the first one was nominated. I think he was got a screenplay nom for it. Like it was nominated for an Academy Award. And then the second one, and this was pre. I don't know what studio did the first one. It may have been Lionsgate. It may have been. And then he eventually signed a deal with Netflix to make more of them. So then
Hmm.
you had the second one, which had another insane cast, and I actually saw that in theaters. They did release that in theaters.
The
But
Glass
I don't think
Onion?
I don't think it played as well from the
Uh-huh.
first one. I've only seen it once and it was in theaters, so I'm very curious to go back and watch it. I
Mm.
love the first one. I think you'll love the first one too. But from what I'm hearing about this new one, our boy, Josh O'Connor, is fucking incredible in it. And he's having a
I
fucking year,
I
man.
was gonna say that my notes are around the two actors that you think they're around. But did you want to talk about any of the other actors before we got into Josh O'Connor?
I mean, I love Josh Brolin, one of the greats.
What a year for him, man! Like, geez, he's been cranking them out. I
And I
think he has
think he did
veneers in
it.
this one. Or wait, no, was that Running Man?
I think it was
I think
Running Man.
I
Yeah.
think he had veneers in Running Man, but I can't believe Ryan Johnson snuck him in this one.
I know. And you got Daniel Craig with the long hair. Like Glenn
Hmm.
Close is always great. Kerry Washington's always Andrew Scott. We have Kaylee Spaney. We both love Kaylee Spaney. Thomas Hayden
Yes.
Church, another really underrated actor. He was in Sideways with Paul Giamatti. And
Hmm.
then obviously Jeffrey Wright. Love
Yeah.
Jeffrey Wright.
I'm going to take the opportunity to talk about something that's going on in Hollywood and with Josh O'Connor, especially with this Knives Out
Hmm.
film. This is a similar, thought for both of us. I think Josh O'Connor is my favorite actor working today.
Hmm.
I love how he doesn't fit this mold of the modern day casting. He looks like a normal everyday guy that you would go on a
Yeah.
date with. For me, I think those types of actors are attractive. They're relatable. And Hollywood is obsessed with this tan skin, perfect veneers, abs. It just
Yep.
sucks that, everybody has to fit this mold in order to be casted into film right now. But that's not Josh
Hmm.
O'Connor. He's just like a normal guy. And what
Hmm.
is being depicted in Hollywood right now is unattainable and unrealistic.
Yeah, I mean he's a very like 70s looking actor. Like if you go
Hmm.
back to the 70s, you have actors they're not ripped, they don't have six packs. Like I'm sure some of them did, but like they just look like average guys. Average like
Hmm.
they're just that's who they were. And I mean Josh
Hmm.
O'Connor, he was in The Mastermind this year, Kelly Reichardt. Absolutely love that film. He's in a
You liked
movie
that one?
very good. He's in a movie, I think it's starting limited, I think this week or next week. It's called Rebuilding, which I've heard is also great. And then he has this coming out this week, technically this coming weekend for Thanksgiving. I think it comes on Netflix in like early December, but killing it, killing it. And
Hmm.
I have a I don't know if it's a very, very hot take on Josh O'Connor, but if any Bond producers are listening to this, I highly doubt you are. But if you are, that man should be playing James Bond.
That would be crazy. I
He
love how
has the
the
he has
Knives
the
Out
aura.
films feel like events. They feel
Yeah. I mean, I love those
like
like who
a
done it. Like I love
yeah,
those.
yeah. It
Hmm.
feels like a pop culture moment. I like that. It's just making me want to do like a marathon even more.
I think we're definitely gonna do a marathon. I think you're gonna love those films.
Okay.
But yeah, Knives Out. We're really excited for this new one. I'm gonna make Tony watch the other two, and he's gonna become a Knives Out fan.
Oh
So that
man,
brings us to another huge teaser this week. It is the Moana teaser, the live action
you
version
see my
coming
face
from
palm?
Disney. Tony face palmed it when I said that. This stars Dwayne Johnson and Catherine Legia. I'm all sorry if I'm butchering her name. It was just a quick minute teaser of a live
Hmm.
action movie that came out 9 years ago. I don't know why, and we already had a sequel to that, and now we have a
It's a
live action
quick turnaround,
immediately a
man.
year later.
It's a quick
But
turnaround.
from what I saw, the trailer is one of the most viewed trailers in a long time. It's right behind the new Michael Jackson trailer. It's Disney's way of remaking everything live action. And with the success of Lilo and Stitch making $1 billion, and the way this teaser tracked, I wouldn't be surprised if this makes $1 billion as well.
And gets a sequel,
Yeah. So,
a live
I mean,
action
it was just a
sequel.
minute teaser. I don't really know what to say about it. It's just a live action sequel. Yeah, I've seen the movie before. It
Hold
came
my
out 9 years
coffee.
ago. I've seen the
No,
movie before. It came out live 9 years ago. I don't know. I don't know what else to like.
yeah, I mean, I think the animated original is always going to be the best. I mean, first of all, memorable songs, emotional beats. Moana Returns the Heart of Te is one of the most powerful scenes in, I mean, I'm trying to think the last, what did you say, 7, 9 years of
I think it
animated
came out
film?
2016. It came out 2016. Yeah.
Yeah, an animated Disney film. Excuse me.
Mhm.
It's a powerful scene, and I mean, you look that up, and that also has incredible numbers as well. For me, it's like that thing that I talked about on the Avatar episode. Like, let's take 4 years
Mhm.
to make a film instead of two.
Yeah.
Let's make it really. Let's push technology forward and do something great with this. Like, if you're gonna depict these moments, make them like visually breathtaking, like where one of
Mhm.
those like critics is like, oh, this actually was a really good live action remake. I mean, that's all that's in my notes. If Disney is gonna do projects like this, like let's go ahead and distribute this advice for Marvel as well. Like spend 4 years on these fucking projects, make them grand and epic and spectacular. Like let's not half-ass it just for the sake of like, oh, we made a Moana film. It's just
Yeah.
confusing. It's yeah.
Like, yeah, Moana 2 came out, what, like less than 2 years ago? And I feel like people could be like, wait,
Yeah.
is this Moana 3? I'm confused. Or is this, they just remade the first Moana into live action? And
Yeah.
I think with Lilo and Stitch and this one, I could see them like testing is the market still there for this? And
Hmm.
judging from Lilo and Stitch, it is.
Hmm.
So,
I
I
mean,
mean,
I wouldn't be
we'll
surprised if we
see.
get a Frozen live action remake
Oh, I'm sure
really,
that's
really
in
soon.
that's in development. But I feel like with animation, you can do so much more and costs a
Hmm.
lot more, but you can explore so much more visually when you're using just straight animation as opposed to just doing you're remaking a live action animated film. That's not
Hmm.
that by the time it comes out, it'll be 10 years old, but it's not even 10 years old. Me and you are like, what's the point? But from a Disney's perspective, it's will they make $1 billion? So until
Yeah.
someone stops watching them, I'm gonna keep making them. So that's all we're gonna say about Moana. We're gonna move on to another trailer.
Us turning into old guys griping about remakes.
I don't think we're
Oh
alone in that
shit.
I don't think we're alone in that argument. So that brings us to another huge trailer for the week. Project Hail Mary, coming from MGM, directed by Phil Lord and Chris Miller, starring Ryan Gosling, Sandra Hüller, and Melania Weintraub, who is the commercial. She does like the phone commercials, doesn't she? Melania.
Hold on. Are you talking about like the AT&T
Melania.
commercial ones?
I think she does the AT. I think she was the AT&T girl for a long time. Am I?
Yeah,
Am I
yeah,
right?
no, yeah,
Yes.
that's
Okay.
I think that's her.
Okay.
I think so. Hold on. Yeah, yeah, that's her. That is literally her.
Yeah, you hear to hear, guys. Deep cuts. Deep cuts.
They
AT&T commercial.
call yeah, I remember everybody losing their mind on the internet. They're like, "Oh yeah, the hot AT&T girl?"
The
Yeah, that's
AT&T
her.
girl.
Yeah, that's
And then
um
Sandra Huller from Anatomy of a Fall. What'd you think of the trailer?
I it looks good. It looks like the right amount of
Hmm.
sci-fi. I was gonna say though, I haven't read the book, but it looked like they gave a lot away in the trailer.
Yeah,
No?
I haven't read the book either. This is the same guy who wrote The Martian, Andy Weir. I think that's his
I
name.
wonder if our friend Drake's read this one. I bet he has. Like
I
I'm
think he
almost
might.
like
I think he
100%
might
sure.
have. I think he
Yeah.
might have, and he said the book's like really good. And I've heard the
Yeah.
book's really good. I feel like I'm gonna complain again. I don't like when there's 3 minute trailers because I like you
Hmm.
said. I think he gave a lot away, but I haven't read the book, so I don't know. Maybe it
Yeah.
didn't give a lot away. Maybe it's like, oh no,
Yeah.
these are just the basic plots if you read the book. I
Yeah.
don't know. I mean, it looks visually great. It's gonna be released in
Hmm.
IMAX. Phil Lord and Chris Miller do have, I guess, bringing like that comedy aspect to these like. I guess it's not really like a serious role, but it's like this guy's just like a high school teacher, I guess, or something, or like a
Yeah.
biology. That's like, why are you sending me there? Like,
Ryan Gosling, he has some really interesting star power. Like he has like that movie star essence, I think. We talk about the definition of a movie star a lot, like just in our conversations, like outside of recording or anything like that. But he does have some star power. And this looks fun. Maybe it didn't give anything away. Maybe we just be like, let's just like wait until we watch the film. But
Yeah.
I like it. I really like it.
And Gosling's like a really interesting actor where if you look at his earlier career, he was doing a lot of indie stuff. Obviously, wasn't like huge. He has like the ability to do those indie stuff. And he does keep doing like a more bigger budget, like obviously Barbie, which he's nominated for Academy Award for. And then he's doing the new Star Wars movie. I think he's the lead in
Yeah.
that. And you have like this is a really big budget. So it's like he is still a big A-list star. Like people know who Ryan Gosling is. I mean, we
Hmm.
all know him from Remember the Titans, right? He was just a liability at cornerback. Yeah, it comes out I think in March or April of next year. Like it's going to be a good way to kick off the new year film, because that's I feel like when March comes around is when the people are like, okay, let's get serious now. This is time for this. We're about to lock in.
You know what I'm thinking about ahead is we might have like a big chunky episode in December because that's whenever like a lot of the trailers for next year are gonna be released.
Yeah,
And we're both gonna be like, fuck.
yeah. Especially when I think when around the time that Avatar comes out, there's going to be
Yeah,
a good
yeah.
amount to talk about. So that brings us to the next trailer that was released this week. It is the chronology of Water, Kristen Stewart's directing debut, coming from Scott Free, and it stars Imogen Poots. What did you think of the trailer?
Her first feature, right? Her
Hmm.
first feature film.
Yeah.
It looks really good. I like the jump cuts. I like the colors. This looks very, very colorful. It pops out. I mean, in that playlist that I made
Hmm.
for us to like watch all the trailers before we do the show, it pops out. And I feel like you have Kristen Stewart and a great trailer that is going to attract people to this project. I know she's been talking about this a lot at
Hmm.
you know at press screenings and stuff like that. I mean, I think it's cool that she's a filmmaker. Bella Swan from Twilight. I mean, she's been in a lot of stuff. That's not the only thing that she's been in, but it looks interesting and it looks like it's covering a heavy topic, and I'm excited. You?
Yeah, and I always love when you see like Kristen Stewart's been acting since Panic Room. Like that was the first her big thing.
I remember the first film I saw
2002.
her in was Messengers, and then Zathura.
Yeah, so there. But yeah, she's in David Fincher's Panic Room. She plays Jodie Foster's daughter. So she's been around and she's worked with like Finch, like she's worked with big directors. Then it's always awesome to see someone like Kristen Stewart who then wants to get into directing. I'm sure she's always wanted to direct a film, and now
Hmm.
she has. I don't think it's been picked up for distribution yet. I don't know when this would come
Really?
out. I would assume this is probably going to be an early release next year or sometime next year. But I
Hmm.
think it's great to see Kristen Stewart making a film. Like that's fucking
we
awesome.
talked we talked about this previously on another episode, but like it's like the wearing the multiple hats thing right now. That is, it's really cool to see. We're literally about to talk about another actor that's turned into a director slash producer. I'm proud of Kristen Stewart for doing this and for making a film, and it seems like she really knows what to do behind the camera. I mean,
Yeah,
we haven't seen the film yet, but I mean, from what is presented and how she is speaking so beautifully about film, and then also about like
and
female-led
female
film.
filmmakers.
Yes, it's very nice to see in a time where we don't know what's ahead, and we're all just like on this
Hmm.
roller coaster, like praying something like good happens. It's nice to see.
Yeah.
It's nice to be two guys talking about Kristen Stewart making a film on a podcast.
Yeah, it's fucking great. And like, there should be more female-led filmmakers. They
A
have
hundred
voices
percent.
too.
A
They have
hundred
voices too.
percent.
A lot of talent out there that's just not being utilized because it sucks, and they should have their voice. But that does bring us to a next trailer, which you just alluded to. Another actor turned writer director. It is This Thing On, coming from Searchlight, directed by Bradley Cooper, starring Will Arnett, Laura Dern, Bradley Cooper, Andrea Day, Amy Sedaris, and Sean Hayes. Tony, do you listen to the Smartless podcast?
I don't.
It is hosted by Will Arnett, Sean Hayes, and Jason Bateman, all
Okay.
best friends. So
Oh
they've been talking
wow.
about this movie on there
They're
for a
like
while.
us.
Like Will Arnett, I think a few months ago, they were talking about the edit because Will Arnett, I think he wrote this with Bradley Cooper, and he's a producer on
Yes.
it.
Yes.
And I think this movie is going to be a quiet Oscar. The Academy loves Bradley Cooper. He's been
An
nominated for
Oscar
like
sleeper.
like 10 Oscars. and I think it's
Oh
going to be an Oscar
shoot.
sleeper that's going to get a lot of noms. I've heard it's good. I think it'd be hilarious not hilarious, but it's kind of awesome if Will Arnett becomes an Academy Award nominee, even just for a screenplay. Like Will Arnett from Arrested Development and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movies and G-Force.
I'm gonna just say something. I'm gonna make you laugh. I love that we're best friends, but I also hate it at the same times because you just took all my fucking notes for this film.
I am so sorry. I will now let you go.
No, no, it's so funny because like we think about the same things. I have a lot written down for this one.
Mhm,
We just talked about this with Kristen Stewart, actor slash director slash producer Bradley Cooper. How cool, right? He's produced a lot of stuff. Silver Linings Playbook, American Hustle, Stars Born,
mhm,
Joker, Nightmare Alley. This guy is an Oscars darling. It's very prevalent. You can see it. It's so noticeable. I do love the projects that he works on and the stuff that he does choose. I think Bradley Cooper is like a Swiss Army knife whenever it comes to filmmaking. Yeah, what interested me whenever I was looking at this up on Google was seeing Will Arnett as a writer, and I think that's awesome. He's writing
mhm,
and acting in the film that he wrote. Another couple of the cast that popped out to me was Amy Sedaris. I love her
mhm.
acting so much. Her comedy and her
Yeah, she's
timing is
great.
so good.
Yeah.
And the faces that she delivers, I love it. And then of course, it's cool to see that Sean Hayes is hanging out here as well. I remember him from Will and Grace. I don't know. Did you watch
Yeah,
that?
I did watch Will and Grace.
Jack 2000.
Yeah.
Just Jack.
He's always great. And yeah,
um,
him and Will Arnett are best friends. So it's like he probably asked, "Hey, do you want to be in this movie?" And he was like, "Yeah, sure."
yeah, I mean, whenever it comes to is this thing on and like the trailer and everything, this film does look very, very, very funny, right? But also at this in the
Hmm.
same vein, it looks really deep. It's a film about a family going through divorce. So you have funny
Hmm.
and serious, and even casual audiences right now want a human experience at the movie theater. And here you
Yeah.
are with is this thing on. I mean, Bradley Cooper, it's just like you said, could very well be on his way to maybe an Oscar sleeper hit.
And it's interesting going from this seems like a really more condensed movie than Bradley Cooper's made recently with the Maestro and then A Star is Born. This seems like a
Hmm.
lower budget, more contained, like not a grand Star is Born or a Maestro, like really going for those Oscars. And this one just seems
Hmm.
like more of a, hey, I wrote a movie with a good friend of mine, and I hope it's good. And from what I've heard, it is pretty good. We'll
Pretty
see. It's pretty
good.
good.
Yeah.
Pretty
Pretty
good.
good.
So that brings us to another trailer that was released this week, and I wanted to put this on specifically just to talk about the actor that's in this movie. This is We Bury the Dead. This is coming from Vertical. It is directed by Zach Hilditch, and it stars Daisy Ridley and Brenton Thwaites. How you say it? Thwaites. But I
yes.
wanted to talk this with specifically. It's the trailer looked very like, oh, it's just like another like a zombie kind of movie, and I think it comes out in
Hmm.
January. But I
Yeah.
wanted to bring up Daisy Ridley. It's interesting seeing Daisy Ridley post Star Wars. I don't know what it is. It seems like she's not getting offered a lot of big roles from a franchise that is probably the most famous film franchise of all time. It's nice to see Daisy Ridley in movies. I just
Hmm.
thought that post Star Wars, I just maybe because it's the sequel trilogy wasn't received very well, and I know a
Hmm.
lot of Star Wars haters or people that are huge Star Wars fans that hated them just like
Hmm.
really took it out on those actors. And I feel like a lot of studios kind of just pivoted away and didn't want to offer these big star like Daisy really should be a huge star. She was the lead in these Star Wars sequels. And it's interesting because if you go back to like the prequel series, like Hayden Christensen had his moment where he was like a big star and then
You're
it kind of
blowing
just
my
went
mind
away.
right now. You're blowing my mind.
And
Is Daisley
it's
Ridley getting a Hayden Christensen treatment right now?
and I don't know if it's like if she is getting offered, I mean, obviously, I'm not like an agent or anything, but I think Daisy Ridley is a really good actor, and it just seems like she's kind of getting treated like a you had your moment, now go away because these movies weren't received well, when that shouldn't be happening. It's not her
Yeah.
fault these movies aren't received well. She's just
Yeah.
acting in them. It's just nice to see her like in movies. I think she was in a movie last year called The Cleaner, which was kind of like an action movie. But it's nice to see her like coming back. And I'm like, I wonder where Daisy Ridley's been. And it's great to see her coming back. I don't know how well I worded all of that, but think I did
You did
okay.
great. No, no, no. I think you did great. What I was gonna say. I
Oh, you're
think it's
fine.
cool that you're using our show to. This is the first actor that you brought up to like kind of like advocate for like that. Or I don't know if you're
Hmm.
advocating for her, but it feels important to talk about how we are treating these actors post these trilogy films
Massive
that,
franchise,
yeah,
yeah.
massive franchises that they did a lot for, but you see her coming out like maybe 6 or 7 years later on the other side, and she's inside of this zombie film. And at first, I was like,
Mm,
this is really cool that Daisy Ridley is down to do roles like that. I love that she's going to be in a zombie film right next to
hmm.
Brendan Thwaites. This is kind of making me want to see this film even more right now because these are two people from franchises that weren't received well, and you don't hear about them as much. Brenton Thwaites, excuse me, guys. Sorry, I had too much coffee. He was in Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales, another franchise film that wasn't
Hmm.
received well. But you see both of these guys in this zombie film. I kind of love that they're working together in this. And as
Hmm.
far as Daisy Ridley goes, I'm the same as you. I was really looking forward to seeing her in more stuff after being wrapped up with Rise of Skywalker.
Hmm.
She is a female lead, very powerful presence. I'm not aware of how much stunt work she does on her own, but I could see her being a lead in another action film, maybe something a lot
Hmm.
darker than Disney. I just love that you brought that up. But yeah, with We Bury the Dead, the zombie look in this one looks interesting. I'm kind of intrigued. Looks like they're going
Hmm.
somewhere different than the Type A zombie film.
And I think it's a January release, so it could do well. I mean, again, horror seems to really thrive in early January and February. Like you guess what
Hmm.
I see, you get like a lot of horror at that time. It's just nice to see Daisy Ridley in stuff. And like I always thought she should have a bigger career, and I think they might be developing another Star Wars film with her. I'm not entirely sure, but
I
yeah,
think
it's
what
just
I heard is that it's out there in like what is it? Lucasfilms wants to work on it.
mhm.
The same thing as like the Soderbergh script.
Yeah, it's like a they're pulling back a lot on Star Wars.
Yeah.
So we'll see. It'd be really cool to see her in a huge movie like that again because I think she deserves it. But it's nice to see her doing, like you said, doing these small indie horror films that looks like fun. So that brings us to probably the biggest trailer this week, I would say, and that is The Hunger Games: Sunrise on the Reaping, coming from Lionsgate. Director Francis Lawrence returns. Screenplay by Billy Ray. And it stars Joseph Zada, Elle Fanning, McKenna Grace, Whitney Peak, Maya Hawke, Ray Fine, Jesse Plemons, Glenn Close, and Kieran Culkin. Now, I noticed something when I watched this trailer. Kieran
Hmm.
Culkin is not in the trailer.
Correct.
I wonder why they did that.
I don't know. I do know that I beat you to throwing this up on the board. I was like,
You
I'm gonna
did.
beat him and threw it
You
up there real
did.
quick. Billy Ray, yeah. I'm sad. This is supposedly one of the darkest of the entry into the Hunger Games.
I loved the way that the games looked. It looked very like we're in like the Swedish
Midsommar.
Alps. Like yeah, like
Yes. That was it instantly took me
uh
there. I was like, oh shoot.
I thought it was a great trailer. I love the countdown and it was showing like all it was they were showing all the districts and they were just showing
Hmm.
them one. Again, I think McKenna Grace is skyrocketing as an actor. I think she's only
Oh
like
yeah.
19 or 20. She's taking off. She was just in that Colleen Hoover movie, Regretting You, that came out recently.
Hmm.
This to me is some of the most perfect casting. You have Elle Fanning is
Dude, what a
uh
fucking month for her. Effie, she's playing Effie. What a month.
Effie.
Predator
Effie, yes, yes, yes.
Badlands, Sentimental Value, and now this Hunger Games Sunrise on the Reaping trailer.
Hmm.
Like, she is on fire.
And you have Jesse Plemons, a fantastic casting, playing the role that Philip Seymour Hoffman played. And Jesse Plemons actually played Philip Seymour Hoffman's son in The Master. So,
Looks
you know,
just like him. It's crazy,
yeah,
man.
it looks great. I love that Francis Lawrence is coming back to do it again. He directed all of them. He didn't direct the first one. He directed Catching Fire and Everything On. He did Ballad as well, which I am
Hmm.
a Ballad defender. I know a lot of people aren't a big fan, but I'm a Ballad defender. Again, Rachel Ziegler should be a huge star. Uh, but yeah, I think it looks great. You have Ray Fine playing Snow. Incredible casting. He obviously knows how to play a villain very well. He's done it a lot in his career. So I think it looks great. It had a very like yeah, like you said, Midsommar arena. It
Dude,
looked fucking
uh,
great.
Glenn Close is almost like unrecognizable in this film,
Oh yeah.
in that trailer. It
Hmm.
was crazy. I was like, I had to like do a double take, and I was like, that was her, right? It was wild. It was wild.
Yeah, and she has in Knives Out coming out too. And yeah,
Hmm.
I feel like a lot of the roles she's been doing lately, she's very much like transforming into something. You're like, I'm surprised that's Glenn Close. Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. No,
but
she's
yeah, I think it's gonna be great. It's gonna be a huge hit, I think. So we're both very excited. I do like this franchise a lot. They're good films. So that brings us to another trailer of the week, and that was The Moment, coming from A24, directed by Aiden Zamiri. It's starring Charlie XCX, Roseanne Arquette, Alexander Skarsgård, Kylie Jenner, and Rachel Sennett. Yeah, it looks like it's loosely based off of Charlie XCX's life, I would say.
I would say the Brat era for sure. It's like a meta commentary, it looks like. Yeah, no?
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I would say it's like a meta commentary. Yeah, you're correct.
They're playing themselves, right?
I think she's just playing like a pop star, but it's not really
Okay.
saying like, oh, I'm playing myself, but it's kind of alluded to like, yeah, it's clearly she's just playing Charlie XCX. She's just playing herself.
I could very well see a film like this kind of being like it going down that avenue of wow, we idolize this person and she's just a person or something
Hmm.
like that. I see it kind of like
Yeah.
that being like the boiling point of the film that like they're a person too. Which in
Hmm.
I wouldn't be apprehensive to it to watching it if it was something like that. I do love character studies, and it's
Hmm.
cool to see Charlie XCX like kind of turn back to like the audience and be like, wait, why do you guys like me or something like that? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hmm.
Just like kind of like a human moment, but it does look really, really crazy too.
Hmm. Going off that point, it's kind of like sometimes these pop stars could be just playing like a character. Like it's just she plays this character on stage, and then behind the scenes, it's oh, I'm just like a normal person. But like when I'm in
Yeah.
front of the camera, it's I lock in, and we could be seeing a behind the scenes of like, okay, this is how she really is as a person behind the scenes. And it's like you said, it's like a meta commentary on pop stars and her in general. Like I don't know from the trailer, I don't remember if it actually really is alluded to like, oh, she's just playing herself. But I
Hmm.
know she's like really good friends with it seems like a lot of this cast. So very well could just be a somewhat of like a mockumentary a little bit kind of. I mean it's
Yeah.
A24. I think it's is this coming out around the same time as Wuthering Heights? I think it's around that same time. So
The month of
and she's
Charlie
doing the score for
XCX.
that or that
Hmm.
yeah, she's doing the soundtrack for that. I don't know if she's in that, but I think Charlie XCX is going to have a really big acting career next year. So it's going to be
If
very
I
interesting.
remember correctly, was she casted in or was she cast in Greta Gerwig's Chronicles of Narnia?
It is rumored that
Hmm.
she may be in it.
Yeah.
So yeah, Charlie XCX is entering that acting
Man,
phase
good
of
on
her
you,
career.
Charlie. Good on you. That's awesome. She's a cinephile and now an actor.
She actually on the big picture, Sean Fennessy ran through her letterbox watches in November and she was watching some fucking bangers, man.
There you
Watching some
go.
bangers. Even Sean Fennessy was like, hell yeah, this is fucking great.
I love it. I love it. Please don't go through my letterbox, Sean Fennessy.
So yeah, the moment seems like a very A24 film. It seems like that's the vibe they go for now. I think it'll do well. Charlie XCX is a big pop star, so a lot of people will watch that. So that brings us to the final trailer of the week, and that is Hoppers, coming from Disney Pixar. It is directed by Daniel Chong, starring Piper Curda, Bobby Moynihan, John Hamm, Meryl Streep, and Dave Franco. Pretty stacked voice cast there.
This is it's an original story, you know?
It is a original story,
So
yeah.
the first original story for or well, I guess Elio was last year.
Yeah,
Looks interesting.
it's interesting you bring up Elio because it's I think that's why I wanted to talk about it too, is
Yeah,
because it
hit me
seems
with
like
it.
I think Disney and Pixar have they're leaning more towards sequels now. They're gonna pump out like two sequels or like a prequel and then try an original idea again.
Hmm.
Which growing up, like we every new Pixar movie was essentially a new film. And
Yeah.
now it seems like this could be another test for them to be like, Elio did not do well at all. I heard Elio is actually pretty good movie. I haven't seen it, but it really bombed at the box office and it was a high budget movie. I'm curious to see if this is them testing this again to be like, hey, let's put this out. If this doesn't work, we very well could really scale back our original ideas and
Yeah.
make Toy Story 6, Incredibles 4, Incredibles 3, Coco 2, Cars 7. Like,
Yeah.
and it just kind of sucks. That's why I wanted to put this on here. It's again, we're talking about IP again. It's just, I don't know. Just that's I think like, we're gearing towards just IP. The trailer looks decent. I feel like this movie's been in development for a while, and I just didn't
Hmm.
know when they were gonna put it out. I don't think they knew when the right time to put it out. I think this was like a March or April of next year, I think.
That sounds right.
It could do well. It could do well. I mean, I feel like there's not a lot of quote unquote kids movies released that much anymore post COVID because I
Hmm.
think obviously animation takes a long time to do. We'll see. I think for me, it just seems like after watching the trailer, it has a good voice. I mean, you have Meryl Streep in here. I mean, one of the greatest actors of all time.
Has
Um,
all the ingredients.
it seems like it seems like Disney is and Pixar. It's like they're testing the waters again to be like, well, let's see how this does. If Hoppers isn't going to do well, we have to transition to an IP base, and a lot of studios are thinking more IP driven now as opposed to more of a original idea because you take a chance on making this $250 million budget or $190 million budget and it only makes 30, gives the studio no incentive to continue to make original ideas, and that fucking sucks.
Yeah, I'll try to take a whack at this film and kind of where the state of like animation films like
Hmm.
in today's industry. I mean, we're on the other half of post COVID and the SAG after strikes, right? It's just like you
Hmm.
said, the animation takes a really long time to render and generate and work on these films. By the time that it comes time to roll out, there's like a whole other thing going on in the world. I mean, for example, like with the Elio film from this year, we're still in 2025. We're acting like we're in 2026 right now, both me and Pat. There's a lot of controversy around, the beginning, what it was before. People got wind of it being like
Hmm.
Elio being sort of a openly queer main character, and then once
Hmm.
that got out, it got all of it got scaled back, and then it became like
Yeah.
another film. I think they lost talent on Elio because of I could be misspeaking here, but I believe that America Ferrera did not want to be on Elio if they changed the narrative of the film, something
Hmm.
like that. I could be completely wrong. I believe it was her. They're having to get accustomed to the current terrain instead of what the terrain was whenever they were making the film. So
Yeah.
these original films, I mean, it's cool that this is coming out in 2026. It's cool that Disney Pixar is having a film like this come out that isn't related to like what, like Monsters Inc. or Toy Story or Cars,
Yeah.
something like
Hmm.
that. I'm glad that kids like are getting an opportunity to go to the movies and see something original like we were when we were little, like with
Hmm.
Monsters Inc. Like I'll always remember fucking Monsters Inc. and how cool that was to like see that for the first time. And
Hmm.
it's like Hoppers isn't for us, but it's for a little kid out there that's gonna fall in love with it and be like,
Love
I
it.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, I want to watch Pixar films now with my parents or something.
Like you said, I think it will find that audience. It's just how big will that audience be is I think is the problem. And I think a lot of it also goes into the fact that ticket prices for movies are not cheap anymore. And if you're a
Mm-hmm.
family of four or five going to try and see Hopper or Hoppers, it's gonna cost you over $100 just to go
Mm-hmm.
to see it. That drives a lot of the issue of these, unless it's an IP, these original ideas not doing very well. And I don't blame parents for being like, hey, in a month I can rent this for $20 or own it for 25 digitally and just press play and just have it on all the time. Like I can save myself $100 for going to this
Dude, we're
movie
talking
and
about so much good shit in this episode. Like a lot of
Mhm.
industry stuff. I mean, you're absolutely right. I mean, a family of four that has to pay for like two kids tickets and two adult tickets. I mean, I think
Yeah.
about the rural families that have like like one theater in their town that don't have like an AMC.
Hmm.
Like that's a lot of
Yeah.
money. Like it's an event for me to go, like you
Investment.
to go.
It's like an
Yeah,
investment.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like for you to go take your kids to go see a film and pray to God that it's a good fucking film and like they're like your kids
Yeah.
aren't gonna fall asleep during it, or like the experience isn't bad, like there's somebody that isn't on their phone next to you. Like it's a big
Mhm.
gamble right now, and that's why you see a bunch of families that are like, nah, I'll just wait until this comes out a month later. I'll wait
Yeah.
until I can put this on for my kids in front of the couch.
Like you have these families go to the theater too. Like they're probably obviously buying tickets. It's gonna be over $100, but they also probably want to get like popcorn and stuff. Like it's more money, sodas, and then you'll have people will be like, well, they shouldn't be doing that. It's like the whole point of going to a movie theater is to experience like especially as a kid, like getting popcorn, getting candy, getting a soda. That was what was great as a kid. Like, oh, I can't wait to get like popcorn today. I'm gonna drink like a root beer. This is gonna be so awesome. Like you're taking that aspect away, and it's these theater chains. It's not their fault. They have to make money.
No,
That's
not
that's
at
why
all.
concessions are so high. It's they have to price them that high because when they don't get a lot of money in the ticket sales. Their sales come a lot from concession prices, so they have to
Hmm.
offset their costs. And when ticket prices are so high, I mean, I go like the Burbank AMC near me, like if I didn't have A list to go see a movie in like regular at night, say if I was gonna go Friday night at 7 o'clock, it's like $25 for one
Yeah,
person. That
yeah.
is not cheap. And you're like you said, you kind of have to hope that the movie's good and your kid's not gonna get bored 20 minutes in, and you're like, well, I just in your mind, you're like, well, I just wasted $150. And the movie sucked. My kid was crying the whole time because he thought it was boring. Like it just it's a gamble, and I think studios have put themselves in this own their own position. The studios kind of did this to themselves in a sense where they created the streaming market. They gave families the ability to be like, hey, you can watch everything at home forever. And that's great. You have more access to movies than you ever have in your entire life. You can watch essentially anything ever made is out there. But you've conditioned families to then just wait a month to just watch it at home. Wait, if the movie bombs in theaters, it'll be on VOD in 2 weeks. I'll just wait another 2 weeks. I've already waited a year to see it. What's 2 more weeks?
Hmm.
And I don't blame them. It's expensive, and the studios have to navigate how they're gonna move forward. And they're gonna release films like Hopper just to see how they do in theaters. And if this bombs again, they're really gonna pull back on what they release in theaters. If it's hey, we're not even gonna make any more original ideas anymore just because no one wants to see them. It's not
Yeah.
like people don't want to see them. It's you're conditioning people to watch only IP, prequels, sequels, and stuff. And then you're like, well, here's an original idea. And you're like, well, I just want to watch Toy Story 5. I don't care about hoppers. I want to watch Toy Story
Yeah.
5. I know those characters. You condition them to go to Disney Plus to watch all of their IP. They can just wait. I think Elio's on there. I haven't even clicked play on it. I'm sure if I go to Disney Plus, I bet you Elio's not even on that homepage anywhere.
Yeah.
I bet
Yeah.
you it's not even there because it didn't do
In
well and it dropped on Disney Plus and no one watched it still.
in an alternate universe, there isn't a Disney Plus, but there is a, like, say for example, the week before Thanksgiving, out of the Disney Vault, Snow White in
Yeah.
theaters. Like that should be
Or on
what
Blu-ray for the first
Yeah,
time.
I mean,
Yeah.
imagine like a mom out there being like, "Oh, I'm taking my daughter to go see Snow White in theaters." Like that sounds so
Hmm.
fucking cool compared to like what putting on Snow White, like just like while you clean at like in your fucking house, like and just kind of like it kind of devalues it. It's talking about why people aren't going, potentially not going to see these in theaters and how we can
Hmm.
fix it.
So that brings us to the news of the week. And first up, Ryan Coogler has said that Black Panther 3 is his next film, post Sinners. So, thoughts?
Lots of thoughts. I'll let you go first.
I figured it was going to be his next film. I assume this is going to be his last Marvel film, especially with the way Sinners is tracking now. The more I think about it, I could have been completely wrong. Coogler may get an Oscar nom for director for Sinners, the way
Yeah.
I've seen things going. So going back to our Sinners episode, if you listen to that, I could be completely wrong and I'll eat my own words. But I figured he'd be coming back to do the last Black Panther. I think this is going to be the last of his, and then I think he's going to move on. If they make more, it's going to go to another director. Figured it was, and I assume they're recasting. I don't know. Maybe making a new Black Panther, so we'll see.
I'm excited to talk this news with you. Of course, I always come to the films that we talk about together with all the respect. I have not lost faith in Sinners since I've seen it. I've seen Coogler and Miles Caton, and Michael B. Jordan going to these screenings and talking about the film, and
Hmm.
they've really been tried and true and like staying very very headstrong. And like we're still talking about this film. This film just came out this year. You know, everybody's rolling out their films, for Oscar season right now. We are currently in the part of the year where all these, theatrical releases are wanting to be considered for the Oscars. Coogler and his team have been just staying on Sinners and talking about Sinners, man. With Black Panther 3, I think it would be cool if so whenever we're talking about okay, well what is Black Panther 3 going to be about? Chadwick Boseman just got a posthumous star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Hmm.
His wife was there. He had his shoes right there. It was a very touching moment. Coogler gave a speech. I have a prediction for what they could be doing in this third film. So I would like to start out by just pointing out some facts, some cold hard facts. Angela Bassett was seen at the Hollywood Fashion Show. They were showcasing the costumes from Black Panther. Tiana Taylor was there. Angela Bassett was accompanied by a actor, Damson Idris. And that evening, he spent the whole entire time hanging out with the Coogler like group, like the Black Panther group.
Hmm.
This actor is predicted to be T'Challa. This is me predicting that happening for Damson Idris and Coogler. If it's not him, I think he'll surprise us all. But that's who I think it might be, just with all the facts. It's all just really fascinating, and I can't wait to see what Coogler does with probably. I have this in my notes. It's so funny. We're totally best friends. Probably his final film in the MCU. On that note, I know that some of our listeners are really into Marvel, some of our listeners probably aren't and like don't care, and that's okay too. I love both sides. But I think it'd be cool if like Coogler used like an alternate universe where Queen Ramonda has to send T'Challa to Earth 616 because he needs to mentor that Black Panther, and then he ends up like somehow stuck there or something like that. There's so many ways to write. I know. It's like, but I do know for a fact that they are revamping the MCU completely. They're rebooting everything after Secret Wars, and what a cool way for Coogler to slide in the right role model and figure that is King T'Challa. You can definitely feel the loss still from Chadwick, and
Hmm.
it's going to be a cool thing I think for him to work on, and it does feel like it's going to be his final film.
Yeah, I mean, Damson Idris would be great pick. Snowfall fame. I may have worked on that TV television show. And F1. I mean, he had F1 this year, so I think that'd be a
Mhm.
great pick. Yeah, I would love to see
Did
all of
you
that.
know that he was there hanging out with them
I did
at
not.
this?
I
Yeah,
did not.
it was just
News
this
to me.
it was this fashion show event, and they were showcasing Black Panther. I know that kind of stuff always happens in LA, like where they
Hmm.
do cool little things like that. But yeah, it was just something that I noticed, and I was like,
And sometimes
very
actors do that to build chemistry with each other and see.
hmm.
So we'll
He
see.
did look great right next to Queen Ramonda. I'm just saying.
You heard it here first. Damson Idris, Black Panther 3. So that brings us to our next piece of news for the week. And Kihui Kwan has said that the Goonies sequel is coming along still. And he said, I know we've been trying for the last 40 years, but I feel quite good about it. This time, Chris Columbus and Spielberg are developing it. We have an incredible writer. I mean, he read and turned the second draft, and they're really happy about it. Do you think Josh Brolin's going to come back?
Hell yeah.
I
Hell
feel like he talks about the
yes.
Goonies a lot, and I think he like obviously he like respects the Goonies a lot, and obviously that's like
Hmm.
that was his first movie. I have a feeling he would turn it down though. I feel like he'd be like, I did
You think
that.
so?
I don't know. I guess maybe everyone comes back, but and I think with Spielberg and Columbus kind of producing it, I know it was a Richard Donner film. Obviously, Richard Donner has passed away since, so I think Columbus would be
Hmm.
stepping in.
What about Sean
Um,
Astin?
yeah, I mean, I think he would do it too. I mean, I think some of the kid who played Chunk, he's now like a entertainment lawyer, and he's actually the lawyer for all like a lot of the actors that he was in the
Oh
Goonies
wow.
with.
I love that.
I mean, again, it plays into that nostalgia of is it too late? But I mean, you
Hmm.
have now. I mean, Brolin's a massive star if he does come back. Sean Astin, obviously, big star too. Like
Hmm.
Ke Huy Quan is an Academy Award winner now. If Spielberg comes back producing, like if you bringing the whole team back minus Donner, then yeah. I mean, I like to see the Vertellis. I wonder what they're up to.
I I think there's a lot of aspects. It's just like Back to the Future or
Yeah.
with Goonies. There's a lot of aspects of the film that are timeless, like a group of little kids just running around, like
Hmm.
running amok and getting into trouble. The original Goonies is so good, and like
Hmm.
just thinking about how that could be like in a sequel. I'm excited, and I love that. I love that he's talking about it. It
Hmm.
makes me excited for it.
So yeah, we'll see. Sometimes, like again, like we talked about this in the last episode, these ideas come up, drafts get written, and they can never really hone in on an idea, and it kind of gets pushed away. But I mean, we'll see.
Hmm.
Seems like there is interest again in it, and they turned it into second draft. So,
They're trying
so
to
that
get me and
brings
my best friend into into the theaters. They're gonna be like,
Yeah.
these guys want a Goonie sequel.
Yeah, it's like I know we talked about like IP before. It is IP driven. It has that audience, and it's like I mean, I complain about IP, but I fall victim to it too. Like I would go see a Goonies sequel. So,
Yeah,
and that brings us to a next piece of news. Just like Kaczynski talked about two films, he said that they are in active talks for an F1 sequel, which not surprising. Damps interest, speaking of. And he
hmm
also teased that there is a sequel to Top Gun Maverick that is currently being written.
lots of thoughts. Let's talk about F1 first. This film has been on the VOD top 10 charts since August. Since August. It's not
Hmm.
going anywhere
Yep.
anytime soon. Not even in like January, February, maybe March. Maybe March it goes into like 9 or 10, but it is still so secure in that VOD top 5 even, I would say. That is exactly the kind of things that we should be focusing on, right? Like if that's what's going to fuel the rest of cinema, then so be it. You know, you'll have these people that scoff at it and be like, "Oh, like that's like just like the
Hmm.
biggest film of the year, like whatever." But no, it's an important part to pay attention to in cinema. Like whenever something is doing well, it's for a reason, and they're gonna keep making more of this stuff, and it's gonna
Hmm.
benefit the whole industry, not just like that studio, because
It did
then
get a
people.
4K release too.
Yeah, I mean, it's just really cool. And then as far as Top Gun Maverick goes, you just made a lot of dads happy right there. I mean, come on, like
I think for
what
both
a
that news.
yeah,
For both.
yeah. What a way to get that demographic into the theater. This next thing that I'll wrap up with, it is kind of tying into the next actor that we're going to be talking about, but fucking Tom Cruise, what is it, Mission Possible Final Reckoning, another
Hmm.
film that has been in the video on demand top 10 since August. I think
There's a
I
market.
yeah, there's a market, guys, and I want to get curious about that. I want to see who keeps on keeping these films like that.
Especially with Top Gun Maverick. Like you have Glenn Powell now, who's a big star, and he really,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he was at that time, like he was in movies, but he wasn't the star that he is now. And then if you bring Glenn
Mm-hmm.
Powell back, like I know Running Man hasn't done very well, but at the box office, but it could just be the type of genre film it is. But I mean, for
Yeah.
bringing Cruise back and you have Glenn, people are going to see it. And like you said, I think that then ties into our next piece of information here and news is that Tom Cruise has finally received an Oscar. It's an honorary Oscar, but it is still an Oscar. And a lot of the
Mm-hmm.
times, these honorary Oscars are for people that just never won, and they obviously have a massive impact on film. I think it's like about time, and I think the Academy might know because they're introducing that stunt genre. I think it's going to be like 2028 or 2029 Academy Awards.
Yeah.
And Tom Cruise is in his 60s now, and I think he just realizes he can't do that anymore. So it's
Mm-hmm.
I think with Mission Impossible, and maybe he does stunts in the next Top Gun, but I think he might be somewhat hanging it up towards that type of action, doing his own stunts, and going
Mm-hmm.
more of a more kind of a early 2000s route where he worked with like Paul Thomas Anderson, Michael Mann, Cameron Crowe. He's working with Inarritu for his next film. They released an image of that actually this week of just them on the set talking. So
Mm-hmm.
it'll be interesting to see. And very well, he could get an Oscar nom in the next 10 years for acting. I don't know. He's been nominated for I think for a couple. He's nominated for Best Actor for Jerry Maguire. He's been nominated for like three for Maguire, Born on the Fourth of July, and I think he was nominated supporting for Magnolia. So yeah, I think it was long overdue. I think for him to get that honorary Oscar, it was nice to see. He's a big champion of cinema. I know there's a whole Scientology aspect to him that I'm not going to talk about. Everyone's talked about it. I'm not going to bring it up, but just it was cool to see. And I think he does have that love for cinema, and he talked about it in his speech, and he just loves cinema. So yeah.
Something that really just struck me as like, wow, this guy is something a lot more than, it's just like you said, what people remember him for, what people
Hmm.
gravitate to as far as like what they want to talk about whenever it comes to Tom Cruise. But what I loved is he made everybody that has worked with him in film. He had everybody that worked with him before stand up and to recognize
Hmm.
them. And
Yeah.
Spielberg stood up. I'm trying to think about who else. It's my mind's blanking right now. But I thought it was really cool how he recognizes that he is kind of
Who he
elevating.
is
Yeah, yeah.
because of those
He's
people.
exactly. it's just like the thing where we were talking about like the state of cinema and like what's staying on the top 10 charts with like VOD and everything. There's something there and he knows something is there and he wants to keep pushing forward towards that. And him
Mhm.
receiving an honorary Oscar is just like a great way to like it is being recognized by his peers.
And speaking of Michael Mann, Christian Bale is circling a role in Heat 2.
Ooh,
If he does get cast in it, would be an absolutely insane cast. You'd have Timothy Chalamet, Leonardo DiCaprio, Austin Butler, and Christian Bale,
that sounds like some
all
major heat.
circling some roles. Nice. Yeah, it should
Oh
be
man.
literally. It should be called "This Is Some Major Heat." That's what it should be called. Yeah, I mean,
uh
I don't know what else to say on it. It's just cool. I'm set if you keep adding these actors in. Michael Mann's fucking making it. I'm fucking there.
there you go.
So we also got some first look images released. I think it was released by Nintendo of the Legend of Zelda movie. I mean, them just kind of sitting in a field, but production has started. They've
You
released production stills.
you know why they rolled these out, right? Those official images. Someone snuck on set and took videos of the same exact
Mm,
like field where they are. They wanted to get ahead of
yeah,
the story, and so they released those first stills from it.
makes sense. I mean,
Yeah.
just first images. I think they were actually kind of grainy too. It wasn't even like high
Yeah.
def. They were just like, here you go.
Yeah, it was a very quick save. Probably like less than like 4 hours after that video
Wow.
was starting to pop up on the internet. They wanted to get ahead of
Hmm.
it. And Nintendo is like they get really intense with leaks, like really, really
Oh, I'm sure
intense.
they're hunting that person down that had that video.
But yeah, I mean, it looks okay. I know people are really into Zelda. Happy that they're getting a live action remake. I mean,
Yeah.
it reminds me of you know how whenever we started to get those initial images of How to Train Your Dragon, kind of
Hmm.
like that same
Yeah.
excitement. But yeah,
And I think they might be making a animated to tie into possibly Mario Bros. I don't know. Possibly maybe that universe. I don't know. We'll see. I could be completely wrong, and everyone could say I'm being dumb right now. You're an idiot. They're only making Legend of Zelda live action, Pat. But anyway, they had to save themselves, and they did. They're in production.
Nintendo is hunting you down right now.
Yeah, they're like, what did he fucking say? What did he fucking say? So yeah, that brings us to another big IP, some Avengers news for Avengers Secret Wars and Doomsday. Sadie Sink is reportedly cast in Secret Wars, and Tobey Maguire is apparently appearing in Doomsday. And I know you have thoughts on this, so I'll let you take it away.
Why are you looking at me reading my notes? Am I like our am I our CBM correspondent? Surprisingly, it's mostly about Sadie Sink. I think it's great to see an actor doing well post Stranger Things. I mean, yeah, we have Joseph Quinn and Maya Hawke,
Hmm.
and that's about all you're hearing, right? So,
Yeah.
but Sadie Sink, she's doing multiple films. She's doing stage theater, clearly doing all the right things to be considered a serious actor right now, you know? I like Sadie Sink a lot. She just seems very like willing to like speak to, you know, say for example, like you and me, like if we were like interviewing her or something like that. She seems very willing to like talk about her career and
Hmm.
everything. Yeah, Sadie Sink, I think like a press junket for like Stranger Things, if I'm remembering correctly. I could be completely wrong. But the reason I wrote this one in here is she announced that she's reportedly working on Avengers Secret Wars. Secret Wars is not the film that's coming out next year, guys. That's Doomsday. Secret Wars is the year after next. And there's like a lot of speculation that she could be playing Mayday Parker. It's this character that is in it's called MC2 Comics, so it's like an alternate universe, and she's Peter Parker's daughter. And the reason that I wrote directly under that Tobey Maguire was allegedly returning as well was because I think that Sadie Sink is playing Tobey Maguire's daughter, Peter Parker's daughter.
I mean,
Thoughts?
her and Kirsten Dunst, she had red hair.
I mean, and then this is all speculation, guys. Like, I don't want anybody to like listen to the episode and be like, oh, like heck yeah, I'm like running with that. She could very well be playing the Punisher's like side henchman or something like that
Hmm.
in Brand New Day. But what I wanted to point out was that in Destin Daniel Cretton's films, none of that shit is getting spoiled. In the Russo brothers films, like you see all of that on Twitter right now, and it's
Yeah.
like it's all getting leaked. It's just like If you want Secret Wars spoiled for you right now, just log on to Twitter. It's crazy. Marvel's dealing like with the worst leaks, like they always do, and it sucks every time. But these kind of films, they thrive off of surprises and thrills. So I hope we don't know who she's playing until we actually see the movie. Low key, even trailers, let it be alluded to. You know, don't even have her speak. Just kind of be like, is it that one?
This
But
is why I
yeah,
come to you for all the MCU news because you know, like you know
did
all
I
the
just blow your
comics,
mind?
you know all the comics, and I don't know all this stuff. So it's cool. It's like it's awesome to hear all these news. I love hearing it.
What about Toby? I'll let you hit Toby first.
I mean, I figured they could be maybe using Doomsday as a way to make a Spider-Man 4. I don't know. With Tobey Maguire? I don't know.
The
I
same
know it's gonna
movie?
confuse a lot of people, but I will
Maybe.
see. I feel like there's gonna be a this movie's gonna be a lot of every single person that ever started an MCU movie is gonna about to appear, and then you're gonna have
Hmm.
characters that are gonna appear like Sadie Sink that hasn't been in an MCU movie yet, but she's in the new Spider-Man coming out, so we'll see. And you very well could
I'll
be completely correct.
I'll kind of run some ideas that what other people think she could be off of you. Some people think that she's going to be Jean Grey. That might be too big
Hmm.
of a character to introduce in a Spider-Man street level film. So some people are speculating that she's going to be Jean Grey or that she might be the daughter of Scott Summers and Jean Grey. I'm trying to think of there's one more that people were like so solid and dead set on. But the reason that I think that she could be potentially be playing Mayday Parker is I'm thinking about the Sony film. I'm thinking about Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I think a lot of people felt the emotional beats of that older dad, Peter Parker, with his and
Yeah.
Mayday Parker is in that. She's a little baby. I don't know if you remember that part. I think we're all ready to see fucking Peter Parker outside of high school. I mean, he's been in high school in every single film, every single animated thing,
Yeah.
and he's an adult in the comics right now. Like right
Hmm.
now, he's an adult in the comics. But Toby's Peter Parker is praised as like the best. I mean, everybody says it. I mean, Tom Holland is great as well. And it's not like we're discounting everything that Tom Holland has done as Peter Parker, but I just hated how he had so little to do in No Way Home, and I wanted to see more of him. So if he wants to return, let him fucking return.
So the next piece of news that was released is How to Make a Killing, directed by John Patton Ford, has a release date now, February 20th, 2026. I want to put this on here because I love these actors. It stars Glenn Powell, Margaret Qualley, and Ed Harris. It follows the heir to a multi-billion-dollar fortune who will go to any lengths to grab everything he believes he deserves. Now, I didn't even know this movie was made. I had no idea. And it's getting released in like 3 months.
That's
So,
crazy. Isn't Ed
yeah,
Harris married to Amy Madigan?
he is. Yep, he is.
Nice. I love it. Yeah,
Um,
I haven't heard about this either. That's so crazy. It was under our radar.
Yeah, I just thought it was like, oh wow. I assume a trailer is probably coming very soon, maybe next week
Mm.
for a quick turnaround. I mean, Glenn Powell, Margaret Qualley are becoming huge stars. Ed Harris is one of the best actors of all time. So yeah, really curious. I think this is the director of, let me double check. Yeah, he directed Emily the Criminal with Aubrey Plaza. Really underrated film. Highly recommend that. Saw that. I think it came
Okay.
out in 2022. He's getting bigger stars, maybe bigger budget. We'll see. Maybe a new director emerging. So the next piece of news is Daniel Deadweiler has joined David Johnson and Cooper Hoffman in The Chaperones for A24. And this film is set days after Christmas, where three slacker friends are hired to transport a troubled teen across the country. It's interesting to have David Johnson, Cooper Hoffman, both were in The Long Walk together. Excellent, incredible chemistry. I think they're shooting this right now, and Daniel Deadweiler is one of the best actors I think working right now. She is incredible. She was in a film, something Acres that came out this year. Movie isn't
Hmm.
that great, but she is absolutely she's acting circles around every single person that's in that movie. And then she was also in or the lady in the it was like the something in the yard,
Oh
woman in the
yeah,
yard.
yeah, yeah. Woman in the Yard.
Which
Yes.
I was actually a fan of that movie. I thought that, and a lot of
You
people
liked
didn't
it?
like it. I
Yeah.
liked it. I thought that was a pretty solid film, and she's great, and I think she's one of the best actors working. And I hope she gets her due someday, and she starts to become a lot bigger. I think she's an incredible actor, and David Johnson, Cooper Hoffman, they're making moves. Great actors, and yeah, excited to see.
I like how they're becoming a pair.
Hmm. They
I
should
like
make a buddy
that.
cop. They should make a buddy cop show.
That'd be great.
So another piece of news is actually from A24 as well. And Hunter Schafer, Havana Rose Leo, Sophia Wilde, Emma Corrin, Josh Hutcherson, and Caleb Landry Jones will star in a new horror film, and this film follows a bachelor party that spirals into terror.
I've been seeing this
Incredible
all
cast.
week. Been seeing it
Incredible
all
cast.
week. Everybody is excited for this one. I love it.
I feel like this is like film Twitter's like a mind morphed into one and they made their own horror film.
Like if they took all the elements that we wanted in film and like generated
So usually when
it.
these casting announcements are made, it usually means they're about to go into production or they've already started production on
hmm
the film. So yeah, I mean the cast is pretty stacked. I mean Hunter Schafer's big star now. Yeah,
hmm
really excited to see this.
Love her. Horror and A24. Come on.
It's either horror or Charlie XCX. So then that brings us to another piece of news starring Brendan Fraser again. He has officially confirmed that the Mummy movie is in development. He said, I've been waiting 20 years for this call. Now it's time to give the fans what they want. And we're
Man,
fans and we
you
want it.
love that. Heck yeah. I love that he confirmed it. There's a lot of our friends that were very weary that the radio
Mhm.
silence announcement was like fake or something like that. I mean, it was confirmed by I don't know the exact news sources, but where I found it on was like the trades, of course, that are on YouTube, and then Bloody Disgusting. I mean, I knew that it wasn't fake. Like radio silence,
Mhm.
whenever they say they're gonna do something, they're gonna do it. And I
Mhm.
love that Brendan Fraser just backed them up and was like, "I'm ready to go. Let's go." And I'm so
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
And with him doing press for Rental Family, I assume with that news coming out the week before, people are going to ask, hey, is it real? So yeah, he confirmed it is. It's happening. So we'll
Th-
see.
They're gonna ask him if Rachel
The
Weisz
stars are
is
coming back.
coming
Yeah.
back. he's
And
probably he's probably gonna be
actors,
like, I don't know.
yeah, and actors can be like, I don't know. I haven't talked to her, so we'll see. And they'll do like a little smirk. Or it's like, I don't know. I might be in that. I'm not sure. So moving on to another piece of kind of childhood stuff for us. Maybe. I don't know if you're a big Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fans, but there's a reboot in works, and I assume this would be a live action reboot coming from the Sonic producers and Paramount's wanting to Sonicify, as they say, the or it's not Terminator, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles franchise. Thoughts? I mean,
This is exactly what should be happening right now. I mean, that I know for a fact that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is going to get people into theaters. Come on.
mhm.
And a live action one, I mean, they're onto something. This is from Paramount, yeah?
Yeah. I mean, the Sonic movies have done very well, all of
Yeah, I
them.
could see this doing well
So
for them.
I think
Smart.
they're trying to reboot it, and who knows, they could eventually do a crossover of Ninja Turtles and Sonic. I don't know. Maybe it's
Yeah,
in the
with the
same
IP.
universe.
The
So,
one thing that I think about is if you do a live action of this, I think about what they've done with Five Nights at Freddy's. Kind of bringing it into the real world. Now there's merch. Now there's you see it at theme parks like the Freddy Fazbear's like a pizza place or whatever. They're able to profit off of it in a way that is like authentic to both the fans and to newcomers of like people who haven't like discovered this IP before. I know that feels really crazy to say about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but I swear to God, there's someone's girlfriend out there that's like, gonna go watch this and be like, "Oh, I actually like it" or something. It's not intimidating, and that's what I love
yeah.
about that. We talked about this earlier this week, how some studios right now are being really exclusive and not being like, yeah, anybody can come up and watch this film. But yeah, that's what this feels like to me. It feels like a breath of fresh air, and I'm good with it.
Yeah, I mean, they have their Sonic within their studio, so they're going to tackle another big franchise for them and use the same Sonic formula, and we'll see. I'm sure it's going to work. I'm sure it'll do make money, and yeah, it could be another shared universe. That's how you sell. Shared
I'm gonna
universe.
I'm gonna pick on you a little bit. What if one of your favorite actresses was a female lead in this?
Oh yeah? Who?
Would you be happy with that? Olivia Holt.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna be there opening night. 5 out of
Teenage Mutant
5
Ninja Turtles, where
stars.
she's the lead.
That's gonna be a 5 out of 5 for me easily.
That actually would not be the worst idea in the world, and that actually sounds
Hey,
like a lot of fun.
I think we might be onto something. Maybe
I
we'll
think so
produce it.
too.
Maybe we'll produce it. So that brings us to another piece of news that ties back to what we were talking about at the very beginning of this episode, Steven Schwartz says he and Winnie Holzman are developing a new Wicked project that takes place within that universe of Oz. It has nothing to do with Wicked, they said. It's just gonna be like kind of a branch off thing, and not surprising, they're doing well. IP, milk it, I guess.
I think all of this is coming directly from that big defying gravity moment of last year.
Yeah.
John M. Chu, I mean, I just finished like kind of like voicing out some gripes that I have with Wicked in general, but John M. Chu knew exactly what he was doing, taking the superhero formula for the very end of that film, and with Elphaba, Cynthia Erivo, I think Steven Schwartz, he wrote the music for the Wicked musical. I think he is not capitalizing, but wanting to give the fans of the musical more of that beautiful element that they saw is possible with like the defying gravity moment. I think they want to give Wicked fans that. And I think that's cool. I think that's cool whenever the people that you are going to see a movie for are taking care of you and continuing to make stuff for you.
Yeah, not surprising. I think it's gonna be a big franchise moving forward. So yeah, we'll see what they do. And that brings us to our final piece of news. It is Netflix has told Warner Brothers that they will still release their films in theaters if they do end up acquiring the studio. Do you have thoughts on this statement?
Yeah, I mean, thoughts in general. I mean, I would love to talk to you about all of this stuff, about Warner Bros. Potentially getting bought before Christmas, before the purchase is announced. And this was just kind of like a great tie-in. I guess first off, we could talk about like who is buying Warner Bros. Or who is putting a bid out there. It's Comcast and Paramount and
I think
Netflix, right?
Netflix, yeah. I don't I think yeah, because Comcast owns Universal and I think Apple may have been in conversation, but I think they may have dropped out of the conversation.
I think they miss the bid deadline.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Or I mean, I could be wrong, and they just didn't put a bid in. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, no. Whenever you threw this on the board, I was really excited to talk to you about it. I of course don't work in the industry, but I have thoughts, and I wanted to get your thoughts on them too, and kind of
Mm-hmm.
see if they're similar. I know it's kind of like a scary time while we wait and see what's going to happen, just because all three things could mean all different stuff. I think the only bidder that wants to buy everything is Paramount. The other two want to split. With Netflix, we were just talking about this with the films that were coming out. I think it was Strange Dreams. I think it's cool that these films are coming out for 3 weeks and then going to streaming so you can watch it again. If Netflix were to acquire Warner Brothers, I would really want them to keep cinema alive by having those long theatrical release, windows.
Mm-hmm.
If we do that here, I mean, I'd be more open to them buying it, but at the end of the day, I'm not the person that's making that decision. I'll let you talk about this specific news in general before I go to what I wanted to talk to you about.
Piggybacking off what you just said, that Netflix is saying that they're going to release their movies in theaters still, even if they acquire the studio. But
Mm-hmm.
Netflix doesn't really release their own movies in theaters.
Nope.
So, how long will these movies be released in theaters? Is Dune Part 3 going to be a Netflix original film and like in theaters for 2 weeks and then on Netflix next week? I don't know. It seems like a very hypocritical thing of Netflix to say, "Hey, Warner Brothers, you're going to eventually be sold to somebody. It's just who you will be sold. We are a streaming service. But your movies will still be in theaters, but they'll still be on Netflix too. It'll be like a Netflix original, but it's kind of hypocritical to be like, well, why is Train Dreams just being thrown on Netflix and in 5 theaters when you're saying that you will do this model if you buy this other studio? I don't get it. And I think that's
Mm-hmm.
my gripe with Netflix, and Warner Brothers could be hesitant with saying, well, we want our movies in theaters and you're a streaming service. We're going to
Yeah.
go with another company.
And who's to say that, like, say in a year, Netflix is like, hey, Dune's out in IMAX theatrical release for 2 or 3 months. Also, in a week, you can stream it on Netflix.
Yeah.
Like,
So
it would
again, like
just.
it ties back to what we were talking about with the studios in general, with Pixar and Disney
Mm-hmm.
and families. It's you have Netflix telling people that, hey, you can watch it in theaters right now in IMAX for 2 weeks, or you can wait in a week. It's on Netflix next Friday. 90% of people are going to wait till it's Netflix on Friday.
Yeah.
It's just what they're
Yeah.
going to do.
It's just
And
it's easier. It's easier. It's more convenient. Not much attention to the cinematic experience or
mhm,
theatrical experience, which is what we've been talking about this whole episode. Actually,
yeah.
now that I think about it.
And it's if Netflix does end up acquiring Warner Brothers, it's like kind of a thing where you could have people start to pressure Netflix and being like, aren't you guys being hypocritical by saying that, oh, we want to release these movies in theaters, but also all of our movies are on streaming services? I don't, what's the point? Like, and Warner Brothers could have that gripe with them to be like, well, what you guys just release stuff on streaming and you're putting stuff in theaters for a week or two and in big markets just to have them be Oscar eligible, but we don't want Dune to be a Warner Brothers has had a really rough 5 years, I'll say. A really, really rough, like 8 years, ever since they were acquired by Discovery. And they were Warner Discovery, and they went from HBO Max back to HBO Max. That's essentially what they've done. And they had a problem with Dune Part One. It was released streaming, but it was also released in theaters, but it was released streaming, I think, on the same exact day. And it was
Hmm.
during COVID, and people watched it, and I think that's why they did it because it was during COVID. Dune Part Two made a good amount of money, and I think they want that those movies should be seen in theaters. They should be seen in IMAX. They're not. This movie isn't made for a Netflix original streamer. I think just the overall idea is if Netflix does buy Warner Brothers, and I think they only kind of want theatrical. I don't know if they want TV. I think they would eventually sell that. Like HBO could be sold to some other company. I don't know. Netflix would have to answer for a lot for themselves of, okay, well then what are you? Are you a studio or are you a streaming service? Right now, they
Yeah.
have the market of the streaming service, and if they're buying one of the longest running studios ever created in Hollywood, it was the pinnacle of classic Hollywood. What are you going to do with that brand?
I'm shaking my head right now because you just did it again. We are so best friends. Oh my gosh, this is insane. I'm glad we're talking about the buy. I'm glad we're talking about why it's important to us. And I
Mhm.
think it's time for everybody that, a self-proclaimed cinephile to start giving a shit about who is going to buy Warner Bros. Because it's going to change potentially everything. For me, it's two key elements of why it's important to me. The historic value of the Warner Brothers lot. Also, something else that is very near and dear to me, which is Turner Classic Movies. Turner Classic Movies is imperative to cinema, both advancing it forward and looking back at the last 100 years of film. Classic film draws inspiration and offers this opportunity to revisit how we as a society have become and in cinema history. Netflix, Paramount, and Universal could all potentially impact the industry's future. And it's just, there might be a potential mishandling of it, and that really scares the fuck out of me right now. Take the IP out of it for a minute and think about cinema history and how that might be influenced by this buy. And that's the
Mhm.
part where I told you like last night I was like I think you're going to really love what I bring up in the episode because for me the buy, that's why I give a shit, because I want to protect that Warner
Mhm.
Bros lot, and then I want to protect Turner Classic Movies and almost put it on this pedestal. People should give more of a shit about Turner Classic Movies and everything that it
Yeah.
does.
I mean, you know me. That's my brand. Is Turner Classic Movies. That's everything to me.
My heart's
And
racing right now.
that's everything to me. I
um,
mean, I'm looking at box sets in front of me: Clark Gable, Cary Grant, Errol Flynn, the Thin Man Collection, Greta Garbo, Jimmy Stewart. Like these are classic staples of Hollywood. And when you have a new type of studio that's going to come in, and they could come in and look at something that is incredibly important, it has been preserved. When Warner Brothers was acquired by Discovery, they were going to get rid of Turner Classic Movies, and Spielberg and Scorsese and Paul Thomas Anderson stepped in and said, "Hey, no, you need to save this. This needs to be
mhm,
preserved. This is a an important channel, an important thing." And they very well could eventually move, say Turner Classic Movies goes off the air and they move it to HBO Max and it's just going to be its own channel on there. But I think you have to preserve and protect what Hollywood and movies were and still are, because you wouldn't have the movies today without those movies. And that channel is incredibly important to me. And it's why I got into movies, was discovering that channel. I mean, I was able to interview Ben Mankiewicz on here, is like basically the head of that channel now. It's incredibly important to me, and if it ever went away, it would really hurt me a lot. And I think also me collecting a lot of classic cinema, there's a reason why, is because I do fear one day that that channel will be gone. There will be no one on there to be like, hey, you should be watching Winchester 73 with Jimmy Stewart. And people are like, I've never heard of this movie. And that's why you need to be broadcasting those types of movies to audiences that have never seen them instead of giving them, don't want to dog on it, but instead of giving them like another Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles reboot. You should be watching this Greta Garbo movie from 1936 because you wouldn't have this movie today without people like that in 1936.
I'm really glad I brought this up. I know that this is super important to us both. I kind of saw you as like this rebel in a way for how like we're in this current state of the industry, how you just like having classic film box sets. It's like a form of rebellion because potentially, you know, there could be a future. I mean, we're all on this roller coaster, and I keep on saying this like analogy. We're all on this roller coaster and we're all just kind of like praying for it to like stop. Everything's gonna be okay now, but this is where we're at right now, and that's, you know, we're talking about film news on this, but I just wanted to, I guess, use the platform that you gave me to tell somebody that's listening right now why they should give a shit about this stuff.
I think we're both in agreement that that channel means a lot to us, and for it to go away would really impact the history of Hollywood and preserving it. And you need to protect that. And I think it's incredibly important that Turner Classic Movies stays around, or have other studios come in and make their own channels of classic Fox films, classic Disney films. I mean, Disney does have their streaming service that they're all on, but Turner Classic Movies is playing movies all the time. They're incredible with an intro, talk to directors and actors that program them, and that shouldn't go away. And I think it's important that we bring it up, and we love it, and it needs to stay around.
What a
And with
great way to
that,
end the episode.
yeah, with that, thank you for listening to this weekly news. And hey, everyone should go watch Turner Classic Movies right now.
Happy Thanksgiving, and you guys should watch Turner Classic Movies all week.
We'll see you next time.
See ya.
This podcast is hosted and edited by Pat Brennan. That's me, with intro and closing music by Patrick Baxter.